guess I'll just go to the codifying. No need.
Just going straight down.
Fine. Whenever you do that, man, I always think about a drop key.
You drop T.
It happens. All good? Overweight prior diet for the affirmative. If you vote affirmative, they can see we solve 100% of cases. There is a 1% solving steps that I'm kind of playing. You vote affirmative. Bauman is the largest impact, only real impact around the government run roughshod. Bauman says that our society is going to be confronted with choices that mean extinction or not, pollution, terrorism, environment, nuclear war. We need the broadest public participation that exists as prior diet for society. Until 51% of the public women are integrated in citizenship, our chances of getting these decisions right are lousy. And Bauman says it will cause extinction. Our stress clarity argument just says that the common questions need to be resolved by the court. Prove that sustainable citizenship can only be granted by the court. Now his side is overview. Risky self-state action or risky self-state action means we win. Link debate will be later, but outweighs everything. Well, you must be thinking, what the hell is the impact or net benefit? Our Reynolds argument is the largest impact that every hierarchicalism and nuclear war becomes inevitable when we think that we can destroy the other who are not us, that only by changing the state action doctrine and embracing of what Reynolds calls common humanism can be able to solve this. Now their side of the view. We don't drop a new house. Our argument is that we fiat the court restrains itself on Commerce Clause and Morrison, which their own link evidence indicates are the two most important issues challenging for congressional supremacy. That what we take those two issues off the table, and the court essentially waves a white flag that means that congressional supremacy is inevitable. Additionally, they can't solve gender. It's all about the language of the court. Those arguments will be later. Additionally, there is no qualification of how much length they need to be able to solve better. Solvency debate. The plan is necessary to change the language of the court, to change that the court views women as commodities, property to be bought and sold instead of producers. This is the foundation of economic stewardship, the recognition from the government, from the court, that women have value. That's resonates. The plan is necessary to be a white flag. Essentially, the court needs to admit their wrong to the Congress to give them supremacy. Their own Peabody evidence indicates that surrender by the court can solve supremacy, and this is also best for Congress because the court won't essentially be angry because they are conceding instead of having something taken away. And the plan is necessary to end the exception that the court placed on women. The plan confronts the court's screw up, unlike the counter plan, which doesn't force the court to change. As Johnson, which says that if the court does force itself to change, forces immediate end to discrimination. Not only is this an internal link to the Reynolds evidence, it's impact Garstein's evidence says that wars against people are inevitable because they always justify by saying that they are, by denigrating feminine, saying that that group is weaker than them. They perpetuate war on that group of people. Permutation. There are, just start at the top. They are obsessed with repudiation, but what is true repudiation is when the Congress passes something they know was struck down 12 years ago, but still give the court the verb, but when the court gets humiliated and caged. The fight was started with the original Morrison petition, and the permutation ends it by deferring to Congress based on the rational basis test. Their evidence does not assume the act of the permutation, that both the counterplan and the plan happen simultaneously means that Congress passes the civil rights remedy, which continues the fight started 12 years ago. Their Peabody evidence in the underlying part of the card indicates that the court can only grant cover when they create self-restraint, not when the Congress also takes power from them. We remove the idea that they ever had jurisdiction, which is what affirms the idea of a powerful judiciary by stripping the court. Their West evidence just indicates that we need to give up power, not actually take power away from the court. Their aggressive evidence indicates that restraint, when the court still has power, creates the idea of a powerful judiciary, but we take that power away so there will be no future rulings or use of the court power. Their pedigree evidence in the underlying points indicates that all we need is congressional disapproval of the court, which will lead to political participation. Their West evidence indicates that Congress only has to assert itself, not that there needs to be conflicts. Their future testing evidence indicates that self-restraint is bad, but not when followed by court stripping, which means that at the very least, as long as the permutation still has a fight and a strip at the end, it will be able to solve the traditional independence and permutation to also see arguments to claim about why we still have the court changing the language, which means that it solves all of our gender arguments well. State action. A center state action argument. Ugardi says that the Morrison decision was an instance where the court entrenched the doctrine they set forth in the civil rights cases where private action was impossible. Preventing a reevaluation of this doctrine by ignoring this issue, the court entrenched the hierarchy of what the court deemed important and divided everyone else from such as this division makes racism, such as militarist and nuclear war inevitable because people are think that other people are different from them, so they have no connection to them, so they wage war on them. Yes, this evidence is talking about the 14th Amendment action, but our argument is that the essence of the Morrison decision, the court entrenched entrench this doctrine that prevents private action is impossible under the Commerce Clause. Our argument is that it returned and revived the civil rights cases, and instead they could have had a new doctrine that would be able to allow the federal government to institute a regulation and to prevent these abuses and prevent these differences from dividing people. Additionally, he makes all this about, tries to make me look better by saying, if you read the topic, yes, again, our card is talking about the 14th Amendment, but it also says that by expanding power under the Commerce Clause could lead to these areas that the federal government would be able to pass private action. His argument of why only the Common Clause solves does not make sense, because there's no way that Congress can change court doctrine. Our link evidence is that we need to depart from the civil rights cases. Our argument is not a deference argument, it's just that the court needs to change course, and if the court does not change course, then we have this division. Additionally, this is another net benefit to the permutation, that if the court goes in another direction, it is able to solve if state action arguments impact their rental. Sorry. Dropped on to the progressivism. On his West argument on progressivism, there is no reason why this is offense in terms of what the impact of progressivism is. Our argument has always been that progressivism is impossible if the Congress doesn't have this green light to be able to pass things. Additionally, about the impact of progressivism is explained above why we solve it. Modeling. We won't go for any of our offense. He has no, he doesn't extend the impact in terms of why it's destroying the intent to distribute bad or impact any of this democracy. Our argument is that the only way internally to democracy is citizenship, and Bauman, the only way that can be provided is from the court as for our Strauss evidence and our Johnson evidence.